That's it. Listo, right. Bueno, my dear people, so we're going to be working today, as I told you yesterday, on the class number 3.2, right? So yesterday we had a homework for today, a very complicated, very difficult homework. It was to find something that was damaged in my house. Maybe the window of the kitchen, maybe the drawer of the kitchen, you know, the drawer of the cutlery, maybe, what is the meaning of drawer? Do you know what is that? Drawer, what is that? What is it?
Drawing.
Drawer. What is that? Any ideas?
Cajón.
Cajón, muy bien, very good. So you know, sometimes on the tables, the drawer gets stuck, so they get jammed, right? What is the meaning of jam? When something is like a stock. What's the meaning of a stock? What is that?
Como atrapado.
Like atorado, no? So when something is not moving, right? So sometimes the drawers get stuck, like you have to like crash it so it can move, or sometimes the doors get stuck, or sometimes the windows, right? Also, I can have damaged my cell phone, my TV, my tablet. There are different things that could be damaged, no? I'm going to start this class with this question. And the question is, what's wrong with it? Do you understand the question, what's wrong?
Que está mal.
Yeah, like what is the problem? No, like what is the situation with this object? What do you think is the situation? What's wrong with this tablet?
It's
The glass is
broken.
broken.
It's broken, right? That's the first problem, that it's broken. But the whole tablet is broken, or what part is broken?
Screen.
Screen.
So that it is making reference to the screen. Good, excellent. Okay, guys, what did you find damaged at home? What are the objects that you have damaged? Tell me.
In my case, my thing is a guitar.
What's the problem with the guitar?
I'm missing a rope.
Oh my God, did you break it?
Yeah.
Too much emotion on that plane, right? He was playing hardcore rock, so that's why he broke the rope.
I'm learning.
Okay, that's good. What about the rest? What's the other object that you missed or that you found broken at home?
In my house is the thing that you put the light bulb, I think.
Ah, okay, the light bulb. Well, the thing that you used to put the light bulb, not the plug.
Uh-huh.
Aye, what's the matter with that?
It's not working.
Not working. I don't know, but it's not working. No, like I don't know what's working. Okay, very good. Thank you so much. Thank you, Zara. What else? What other object?
In my case, is the label for my apartment. I don't know, how do you say that?
The label.
The label that where is the number of my apartment?
Ah, okay, got it. Like the number of your apartment. I mean, the place, the little sign in which is the number of your apartment. What happened with that?
It fell down,
Oh,
and I haven't put it in its place.
okay.
Again.
Does it require screws? Does it have screws? Like these things?
No, it needs just cinta. No.
Oh, tape, Scotch tape, you know, like,
It's really easy, but I haven't.
you know, when you are
done
a
that.
busy woman, you don't have time for nothing, right?
Yes.
Okay, Tati, thank you so much. Mao, do you have anything broken at home or not? Or everything is shiny new?
Actually, today my earphones got damaged because they fell down, and when I was about to grab them up, I stepped on them, so they got broken.
My God, but okay, they are wired. I mean, they are wired or are they wireless?
No, they are what?
Wired?
How do Yes, because I lost my AirPods like 3 days ago in the airport.
Yeah, my gosh. So
Yes,
the
I bought
the the
the
backup
cheapest.
earphones, no? Those were the backup.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Now, no headphones, no AirPods,
Yes.
no wireless, no
Uh-huh.
wire, no nothing.
Yes. I'm suffering.
Yeah, my God. Okay, very good. Okay, guys. So all of these kind of problems that you mentioned, well, some of them are physical problems, right? But when we describe problems, there are different ways to describe them. One thing is, for example, that the tablet or the screen is broken, right? Using the verb to be, right? Also, for example, in this case, I would say that the screen has many cracks. What is the meaning of cracks? What is that word?
Grietas?
Yeah, exactly. No, so of course, all of these little lines that we have are going to be, well, the cracks. That it's basically the same as saying that the screen is broken, just that I'm giving the emphasis, like when I say it's broken, well, it's like more general. If I say, for example, that it has many cracks, it's a little bit more specific, right? Or for example, here with the plug of the earbulb, right? Ear light bulb, sorry. So in that case, Sarah says like, well, it's not working. I don't know, it's damaged, right? Damage is very general, but maybe I can say another thing. Maybe, I don't know, it's disconnected, maybe it is old, maybe, well, different things that we can have, right? Or maybe I could say that it has electrical issues, no, different things like that. Or for example, Majo said like, okay, they got damaged, but then she said more specifically, I stepped on my earphones, so they got broken, right? So in that case, when we want to describe physical problems, we're going to have different ways to do it. And we're going to expand a little bit the vocabulary because the grammar is super simple. What we have to expand is a little bit the vocabulary on this way. Ready? Also, well, some of these issues or some of these devices have not only physical problems, but also like internal problems, and they are problems that usually they are repetitive. So we're going to see the two different kinds of problems: the physical problems with the objects, like it's broken, it's damaged, it's whatever, and also the internal problems that can happen. No, for example, I suppose that this tablet, as it is all broken, I suppose that the screen keeps flickering. Anybody knows what is the meaning of flickering? But that word flickering, what is that?
Flashing the lights, flashing
Exactly.
on and off.
Exactly, Sarita. So in that case, like the screen is going on and off, no? Like it doesn't appear a clear image. Or maybe it keeps freezing. What's the meaning of keeps freezing? What would you say? Keep freezing? What is that?
Congelándose.
Majo, sorry, again?
Congelándose.
Exactly, very good. So it's literally like freezing. It's also used for the image, no? When the image is not moving, it's like stuck there. I can also use like that. But as you can see, we have the verb keep and it finishing in ing. So I would say why. We're going to say that in a second, right? So let's go first to what we call like the physical problems, no? And when we talk about the physical problems here, we have two different kinds of two different ways to do it. One is with the characteristic, with the adjective, and the other way would be using the noun. Like, for example, I said that the tablet is broken. Bueno, you said that the tablet is broken, and I said that it has some cracks, right? It's exactly the same, but depending on my intention, I can use the adjective or I can use the noun. In this case, these are some of the problems. Of course, we can find more, but these are some of the problems. In this case, most of the adjectives are going to be verbs in past participle. Let's remember that the verbs in past participle also function as qualities, right? For example, when I say, I feel so bored, that verb in past participle, it's going to function or it's going to work out as an adjective, as a characteristic, right? In this case, it's also the same. I'm going to use some of the verbs in past participle, which are going to work as characteristics, and in this case, problematic characteristics, right? For example, I can have torn, which is the past participle of tear, chipped, scratched, broken, and as you can see, most of them are going to be in past participle. We're going to see one by one what is the meaning of that. Or I can have, like in front, I have the way or the form of the noun. It means, you know, substantive, right? So instead of saying that it's chipped, I could say that it has some chips. Or instead of saying that it is scratched, I'm going to say that it has some scratches or it has one scratch. So it's the same, but depending on the word that I use, if it's an adjective or if it's a noun, you know that I have to change the verb that I use. If I use the adjective, the quality, I'm going to always use the verb to be. Yeah, it is broken, it is damaged, it is cracked, it is dented, it is turned, ta-da-da. Or if I use the noun, usually we use the verb to have. Or the other possibility is to use there is or there are, that you know that it's haber, right? There are different damages. There are a lot of cracks. There is a chip, no? So in that case, it's also a possibility to use there is or there are, which is different from verb to be, no? Verb to be is it is, and that's it. This one is there is or there are. It's similar to verb to have, no? And it depends on the intention that you have, right? You can use any of them and it's going to be the same. Just be careful to use the corresponding verb with the corresponding verb. If it's the adjective, verb to be, if it's the noun, have or there is or there are, right? Well, let's start with the vocabulary over here because it's a little bit extensive. So let's start. First, we have the something which is torn. What is the meaning of torn? Or maybe what's the meaning of a hole? What is the meaning of torn? But easier, what is the meaning of a hole?
Hueco.
Agujero.
Yeah, exactly. So when I say that there is a tear, you know, or that the object, a t-shirt, a shirt is torn, is because it has a hole, no? For example, this t-shirt, it is torn, or it has, sorry, has a tear or a hole. Both are the same, right? Or for example, you can see that now the people wear torn jeans. What's the meaning of torn jeans? Sorry, once again, sorry.
Jeans with hole.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's like it's trendy nowadays that the people use torn jeans. It's easy, right? So that's the problem, especially when we talk about fabric. Do you remember what is the meaning of fabric? Remember that it's not fabrica, it's something different. What is the meaning of fabric?
Material.
That is, sorry?
The material,
Yeah.
Yes, the material.
It's a material, no? Yes, exactly.
Steel, I
So,
don't know, steel.
Tela.
see, yes, exactly. So I like tela in general, no? Tati, you were saying something else? I don't know if.
No.
No, that's it. Good. So we're going to have fabric, which could be different things, no? Could be silk, could be cotton, could be, well, jean, you know, could be other things. There are others like nylon. Yeah, there are other different kinds of fabric, but in general, fabric is the one that gets torn, no? Also, for example, leather. So they are the ones that get torn. So when I talk about that something is torn, usually it's like, for example, a piece of clothing. Pants, t-shirts, shirts, I don't know, socks, jackets, all of that, right? Also, then we're going to have the characteristic chipped, or that something has a chip. Anybody knows what's the meaning of that?
Little pieces.
Exactly, Sarah. A little piece that is missing, no? So it's not completely broken, but it's missing a little piece, right? For example, this glass is chipped. It is missing a little part. Not completely broken, but it's missing a little part. So I can say that it has a chip here in the glass, or there is a chip in the glass, or the glass is chipped. Easy, right? What about if I say scratched? When your cat is using your things, what's the meaning of a scratched?
Como rasguñado.
Exactly, como rasguñado, rayado, something like that. No, for example, I dropped my cell phone and it fell down with the screen down. So now the screen is completely scratched, right? Or I can say that there are many scratches, right? So it's the same, choose the one that you prefer. The cell phone is scratched or the cell phone has many scratches, right? When broken, it's easy. It's in general, no, the object is broken. Or I can also say it has a break, like it's similar to a crack, no? Like there is not much difference. When I say broken, it's completely broken, right? Cracked, it's a little bit less, no? Like it's like some lines, yeah, like for example, on the screen of the iPhone, the iPad, but not completely broken, because broken could be completely destroyed, right? So it is broken, it means it is completely destroyed. While cracked, it's a little bit less, no? So also we could say that there are some cracks. It's the same. Damage, in this case, well, you know, damage in general, like the light block, yes, it's damaged, but we don't know what's the matter with that. I just know that it's damaged. No, it's when I want to describe that something is not working, but I don't know specifically what was the problem. So I would say, I don't know, my computer is damaged, but I don't know if it's the operative system. I don't know if it's the RAM. I don't know if it's the hard drive. I don't know what's the problem. I just know that it's damaged, right? Or I can also use the noun, which is damage, no ed, but only e, ready? If it's singular, or plural, damages, right? When I say, no, my computer has a lot of damages, the hard drive, the RAM, the screen, the keyboard, blah, blah, blah. So also it has a lot of damages, could be another possibility, ready? Then we are going to have the last one, which is dent. Anybody has any idea what's the meaning of dent? Because it sounds like one thing, but it's not that. So what do you think is dent? Any ideas?
Could be when you crash your car and I have a little like a hole, but it's not a hole.
It's not like a hole, it's just like change the form of the object, no? Usually it happens with the metallic objects, because usually if you crash something which is made of wood, like a wooden door or something, you know, it's gonna get broken. But if it's usually metallic, for example, in Colombia, most of the doors of the houses are metallic, no? So they are aluminum or iron or something like that. So when you crash them, or when you like hit them with something, usually they get dented. Yeah, it means abollado, no? When you change the form of something, usually metallic. Ready? Paint, on the other hand, it's going to be easier now. Yes, when I spill something on, like, you know, like on a piece of clothing or some fabric, and it changes the color. I mean, it gets a spot or something. It gets a stain. For example, this fabric is stained. Or I can say that there is a stain, no? For example, I don't know. I have a jacket and the jacket has a coffee stain. You know, I spilled some coffee, I haven't washed it, so it has a coffee stain, right? Easy. So, and the last one, it's leaking. It's different from the others because, as you can see, it goes in the ing form. Why? What is the meaning of leaking?
Como goteando.
Exactly, yeah. So that problem, it's a continuous problem. That's why it's not in past participle. It's in ing because it's a continuous problem, no? So it's something that happens all the time and it continues happening, no? So I would say that For example, the sink is leaking, the shower is leaking, the faucet it's like, you know, como la, how do you say that in Spanish? La, like, how do you say that in Spanish, my God? Bueno, the thing that you
Lavamanos.
use. Yeah, but not exactly lavamanos, but la llave, como la llave, yes, porque el lavamanos como tal es sink.
Grifo.
Eso, el grifo, thank you. Se me olvidó la palabra, I'm sorry. Sink, it's the whole thing, or the faucet especially, it's el grifo, what we use in the sink, no? So that would be like it is leaking or it has a leak. It means tiene una fuga, right? I don't know if you remember WikiLeaks. Do you remember the news about WikiLeaks? ¿Se acuerdan qué era eso? What do you remember about WikiLeaks?
No, teacher.
No. Bueno, it was a web page that the people used to like filter some information that was confidential. So, you know, leak, it's a literal leak of water or a liquid, but also could be a leak of information, no? So for example, the police is leaking some information. It means that it's like filtrando, no? Like it's like passing some information confidential, no? So that could be also the same. So in this case, we completed some vocabulary, especially about physical problems. Remember that you have the two possibilities. You can use it with the verb to be and then using the adjective form, or you can use it with the verb to have, or there is or there are, and then using the noun form. Okay? Guys, questions about this vocabulary? Was it clear? The people who went out by mistake, any questions on this part? One that you missed, maybe?
No, teacher. Very new vocabulary for me, but okay, I can to memorize.
Good, yeah. As I told you, it was going to be expansion of vocabulary because the grammar is super simple, but the vocabulary probably it's going to be the thing that we have to expand. But good,
Yes.
excellent, Marta, excellent. Listo, bueno, Danny is not here, Danny missed. Okay, if you don't have questions, I think that you don't have problems to tell me what's going on in these pictures. Tell me what's going on in these pictures. Check it out.
The roof in the first picture is broken. It's broken.
Broken with N.
Broke.
Good, excellent. So the roof, oh, great, sorry, the roof is broken. Yeah, it's like in general, no, it's damaged, it's broken, it's completely destroyed. Good, excellent. What else? What else do you see? You can use any of the pictures. You don't have to go in order.
The door of the car is dented.
Exactly. The car door is dented. Excellent. What else?
The two brakes, teacher.
Which one? This one?
Yeah.
Okay, the pipe.
Pipe.
The pipe. But remember that there is a problem which is continuous, like constant. So what do you think? Is?
Gotera, but I don't know how say in English. Gotera.
I can use gotera or fuga, or I can say está goteando. But in that case,
Oh, yes.
cualquiera de las dos, ¿no? So the pipe is, what is the word?
Leaking.
Leaking. Good. Ready? So the pipe is leaking, o si quieres usar la palabra gotera como tal, so you could use the pipe has a leak. No, it's the same, just depending the formula you want to use. Listo, muy bien. What else? What's going on with this glass or with the t-shirt or with the door?
The t-shirt is scratched.
Do you think it's a scratch? Bueno, maybe at the beginning was a scratch, but now it is completely
Torn.
good, exactly. So I would say that the t-shirt is torn. Muy bien, that's it. Very good. What else? What else?
The window is cracked.
Totally. The window is cracked, right? Excellent. Guys, remember that when we have just one reminder, when we have verbs in past participle, like in verbs in past, and they are regular, for example, cracked, this E is not going to sound. Ready? For example, we have said cracked, and we pass from the K to the D, right? Or for example, let's say worked, or for example, chipped. Ready? The E doesn't sound, except in the verbs that finish with T. For example, start. Finishing T in the past simple, when the past participle of the verb, there is going to sound that E as an ED, sorry, as ED. So it's going to be started. Or for example, report. In that case, finish with T, so reported. But on the rest of the cases, no. Ready? So for example, I would say, how would you pronounce this one?
Teacher, the pronunciation N in T.
In this case, no, it ends in N, no? So it's a stain. So in that case, how would be in past? How would you pronounce this one in past? Any ideas? Tati?
Stained.
Stained, right? The E doesn't sound, right? What about if I say present? And now in past, how would it sound? It finished in T, present. Anybody?
Presented.
Exactly, Marta, very good. Exactly. So that would be presented. Ready? Recuerden que es cuando está en slash, es la pronunciación, es la transcripción fonética de la palabra, o sea, como suena. Ready? So in this case, it's stained. In this case, it will be presented because it's finished in T. No? So that's a reminder. Bueno, very good. So the window is cracked. So, muy bien, very good. And here, what happened with the door? What was going on with the door?
The door is damaged.
Yeah, well, in general, no. So thank you, Santi. So it is damaged. Well, I don't know exactly what happened. Could be said that it is broken, but I don't know. So in general, it is damaged. And that's it. ¿Listo? So in this case, guys, that's the way that you can describe some physical problems with the real objects, no? So that my cell phone is scratched, that, no say, the window in my house is cracked, the door of my room is also cracked, no? Or my favorite glass is chipped. Personally, I prefer the adjective. I prefer the way of the adjective, but I mean, it depends on you, no? I prefer this option, but if you want to use the other one, it's equally excellent, like used. No problem. Ready? Well, so that was the part of using the physical problems. But remember that I told you that we can have other different kinds of problems, and are the problems which are repetitive. It means that it's a problem that you fix and then it happens again. For example, the battery of my cell phone. My cell phone, the cell phone of my job, it's a little bit old, no? So in one day, I have to charge it like 3 times because every day, every time, the battery keeps dying. It's a repetitive problem because I charge it and it happens again. I charge it and it happens again. I charge it and it happens again. So when we have a repetitive problem, we're going to use the verb keep, which you know it's like maintain, continuous on action. And after the verb keep, then the next verb is going to be in the ing form. It keeps dying, it keeps crashing, it keeps whatever in ing. Not only for the problems, but for the situations that are repetitive. For example, I repeat the action and I keep making the same mistakes. Keep an ing. Ready? I go to the cinema and I keep falling asleep. For example, a repetitive action, right? I play soccer and I keep getting injured or I keep falling down. So it's an action that is repetitive and happens every time. Okay. Now, in this case, we're going to have other new vocabulary, not so extensive, but anyway, many different words, right? Bueno, the first one, when I say that something keeps dying, I already give you a clue. It's because of the battery, no? So it means that the battery of the object it's finishing like almost all the time, no? So my cell phone, my laptop, my old laptop keeps dying all the time, no? So it's I'm working and out of the blue, it just turned off because the battery keeps dying. Ready? Then I have other problems, no? Like for example, flickering. Somebody told me before what was the meaning of flickering. What's the matter when, or what is the meaning better when something is flickering or keeps flickering? What is the meaning of that? You told me before.
When the light, when a screen light turn on and turn off.
Exactly. That's it, Daddy. Thank you so much. So when the screen starts going on and off, like appears and disappear, it's also a repetitive problem, no? Sometimes the people say like, no, I took my cell phone to the technician and he repaired it. Probably some months later, it's going to start flickering again, no? And it's going to keep flickering. Good. Also, we talk about keep freezing. You told me it's like, when the image gets stuck, no? I don't know why. So when, for example, you are working on your computer and if it is doing many things at the same time, if the RAM is like fully occupied, then it's going to start freezing, no? So the image gets stuck. Also another problem. Ready? And then we're going to have other 5 problems, and let's see if you know what's the meaning of them. Keep sticking. What is the meaning of keep sticking? Well, the verb stick. What is the meaning of stick?
Pegajoso.
Exactly. So stick is pegar, right? So when I say that something keeps sticking, it's, for example, a button, like the button of this pencil, which I push and it never comes back. Usually, for example, the buttons on the remote, the buttons on the Xbox controllers, the buttons on the keys on my keyboard, usually they keep sticking, no? If it's a little bit old, or maybe if I drop some liquid in the keyboard, it's going to keep sticking, right? So that's another problem. Skipping, that's a little bit more. What's the meaning of a skip? What is the verb skip?
Pass.
Exactly, no, like jump something, like pass something. When you said, for example, in YouTube, skip ads, right? Have you seen that sign? Skip the ad.
Yes, saltar anuncios.
Exactly, right? So in that case, something that keeps skipping is that something keeps passing to the next stage, but automatically. For example, I was watching a series and I don't know why it keeps skipping the episodes. I was in the episode number 2 and it keeps skipping to the 4. And I came back to the number 2, but anyway, it keeps skipping to the number 4. It can happen, for example, with songs in a MP3 player, with scenes of something, with messages. I don't know. It can happen with many different things, right? Okay, good. Jamming, we also talk about it, right? So it's when something gets stuck. It means, for example, as I told you, the drawer of my table keeps jamming. I open it and it gets jammed. I close it with a lot of effort, but when I open it again it keeps jamming. So that's why I said that it's a repetitive problem. Keeps jamming. Ready? Dropping, it has to do with signals. What is the meaning of drop? What is the meaning of drop? What would you say?
Like click?
Like click, you said?
Yes. No?
Maybe, but well, there are expressions like drop a click, that is like soltar un click, right? But dropping is this, right? That is dropping, like something that goes down. So I use it for describing that one signal is not working. Might be the Wi-Fi, might be the cable, might be the telephone, might be, you know, the data information of your cell phone, yeah? So when they say that it keeps dropping, is because it's not working properly. I don't know if you have Claro, it's very common that the signal of the Wi-Fi keeps dropping, right? It's pretty common. Or for example, if you have a cheap cable service, like, no say, I don't know what are the names of those services, but if you have like a Tigo, Une, or something like that, usually the cable keeps dropping, no? So you are watching your favorite matches and bah, the cable keeps dropping, ready? But when I say that something keeps dropping, also, as I told you, it's a repetitive problem because it's something that can happen many times. And it has to do with the signals, no? Like the cell phone signal keeps dropping and so on and so on. Ready? And the last one, something which is more general, right? Something that keeps crashing. What is the meaning of crash?
An accident?
Usually we said an accident, no? Like when something crash, right? But in this case, it's going to be something general when I say that something stopped working. Usually a computer, no? So sometimes you are working on the computer and it appears a blue screen and says error no sé qué, ta ta ta, or problems with the operative system, or the BIOS is restarting or something like that. It means that the computer crashed, no? It stopped working completely. So I would say also that some devices keep crashing, right? My cell phone keeps crashing because it's pretty old. So sometimes I'm working out and out of the blue, you know what is the meaning of out of the blue? Is expression out of the blue?
No.
What do you think it means of out of the blue?
Como de un momento a otro.
Exactly, como de la nada. ¿Listo? Out of the blue, my cell phone restarts, reboots alone automatically. So it keeps crashing. ¿Listo, guys? What do you think? Questions about it, problems, difficulties, easy vocabulary? It's kind of easy, right? A lot of vocabulary, I know, but all fine? Yeah?
Yes,
Fine.
teacher.
Listo, perfect. Sarita, Tati, Majo, all fine?
Yes, teacher.
Good.
Yes, teacher.
Perfect, that's it. Well, so once again, I would like you to tell me what's going on in these pictures. What's going on?
The screen, oh no, the computer out of the blue and crashing.
Keeps crashing, right? So here the computer keeps crashing. Totally right. Excellent. Here the computer keeps crashing. You can see it's not working anymore, no? So it's a error mistake, right? What else?
The buttons of the control are sticking.
Could the buttons of the controller keep sticking? Very good. Good, good, good. Thank you, Maho. Very good. Tati?
The Wi-Fi keep dropping.
Exactly. It keeps dropping the Wi-Fi, right? Good, excellent. What else? What else? What do you think? Here, this screen is completely, it's not moving, no. This one, it's half working, half not working. Here, the battery. So what about?
My computer is freezing, keep freezing.
Yeah, the computer keeps freezing, right? So maybe if you are less than 20, maybe you don't remember about this screen, but this used to happen in Windows XP or 98. I don't know, I'm not sure. And when the system keeps freezing, it happened that you move a window and it leaves like some like register all over the screen. It was pretty fun. Okay, ¿qué más? What else with the battery?
Teacher, you can say skipping, keeps skipping
Which one?
in that image.
In this one?
Yeah,
Well, in that
because
case,
the windows are open and
Uh-huh.
open and open and open.
okay, got it. Well, that happened also when you that was another mistake. In this case, that one window you move it and it leaves all the register before. But there was another problem in which the windows keep skipping, no? So it passed to the next window, to the next window, to the next window. Yeah, it was another mistake. Yeah, that's true, Sarah. Thank you. Also, for example, you could say that bueno, I pay YouTube Premium, so I don't have to do that. But before, I kept skipping the ads, no? So I didn't know about, before it was impossible to skip the ads. So I had another extension in Chrome. So I keep skipping the ads, right? The advertisement of YouTube. Good. Okay, what's going on with this screen? Half the screen is working, the other one is not working. Any ideas?
The washing machine is crashing.
Okay, good. Here, the washing machine keeps crashing, also keeps jamming, right? Keeps crashing is also good, like it's not working, no? And here specifically, the engine. What's the meaning of the engine?
Fix it.
But what is the meaning of engine? What is that
Como la
part?
maquinaria.
Sorry, Santi?
Como la maquinaria.
Not really. It's a specific part, something that moves.
Motor.
Exactly, good. So the engine keeps jamming. Ready? So the engine keeps jamming. Very good. Here, of course, you could see that the battery keeps dying, and here the screen keeps flickering, right? So it keeps flickering. Very good. Perfect. That's it. So, guys, in this case, there are different kinds of problems. They are not so problems so physical. Well, some of them they are, but especially they are repetitive problems. No, so it's a problem that you fix, but anytime can happen again. So that's the why it's used with keep and the ing form. Ready? Bueno, now we talk about a lot about the problems, but it's also, well, when you talk about the problems, usually you have to describe the solution, right? Or the possible solution for that problem. In this case, we're going to use, or we are going to have two different ways to describe the possible suggestions or the possible options to fix that problem out. One, it's to use it needs to be, and then the verb in past participle, como necesita ser, and then the verb in past participle, or it needs, and then the verb in ing. In that case, I don't have to use to be. It's just need, and then the verb in ing. For example, in the screen example, in the example of the, of the screen, of the broken tablet, yes, what does it require? I would say that the screen needs, needs to be replaced. So I would say that the screen needs to be replaced. That's it, needs to be replaced. O if I want to say other one like necesita cambio, yeah, no necesita ser cambiada, sino necesita cambio, I would say the other one, which is it needs replacing. Sorry, it needs replacing, right? Without to be. In that case, I don't have to use this part. It's just gonna be the verb, and in ing, right? So, for example, the t-shirt is torn, but it's a little torn. So what does it need? What can you do to fix that? Cleaning, replacing, sewing. Sewing is coser, So painting, what do you think?
T-shirts needs to be chewed. I don't know.
It
Chewed?
needs to be. Sion, is it? I think it's that's the no, wait. I forgot how to conjugate this verb in the past participle. Wait a second. Da-da-da-dan. Let's go further. Or reference, usually over here. To conjugation in yeah, past participle. Oh my god, good teacher, good. Soon, right? So it needs to be soon because it's the verb in past participle, right? Okay, good, excellent. What else? If I have, for example, bueno, you told me that some of you, bueno, anybody, I'm not going to say who, broke the headphones, no? And lost the AirPods. So what about the headphones that are broken? What do they need?
They need to be replaced.
Exactly, they need to be replaced or they need replacing as you prefer. Good, that's it. Somebody told me that the light plug, it's not working. We don't know exactly what's the problem, but we know that it's not working. So what does it need? What do you think?
It needs repairing or fixing.
Thank you, very good, excellent. It needs fixing or repairing as you prefer, or it needs to be repaired or it needs to be fixed. That's it, easy, good. So in this case, guys, what you have to expand here also, it's the vocabulary about the solution, right? The structure is pretty simple, but then you're going to include the vocabulary of the solution, right? If, when I, like I have a wall and the wall has some marks, it's like stained, no? It must be como scratch. I think that the wall is scratched. What would you do or what do you think it requires to remove those scratches? What do you think it needs?
The
It
wall,
needs painted.
It needs painting or it needs to be painted, right?
It needs painting. Yeah.
Exactly, it needs painting or needs to be painted. Very good. Ready? Okay, guys. So think in another thing in your house that it's broken, damaged, scratched, broken, dented, as you prefer. Tell me what's the problem with that object and tell me what does it need. Okay, think in that case, what does it need the object that you're thinking of? If it's a wall, if it's a drawer, if it's a door, if it's a piece of clothing, maybe that is stained, I don't know. Think on that object, tell me what's the problem, and tell me what's the suggestion. Any ideas? What do you think?
The mirror is cracked.
Okay.
It needs to be replaced.
Yeah, in that case, there is no fixing. It needs to be replaced. That's not other option. Good. Thank you, Daddy. Good. Excellent. What else?
My glasses got broken because I sit on them. So so they need to be fixed or I think maybe replaced.
I would say they need to be replaced, Majo. Yeah, yeah. My God. Well, 500,000 there.
Yes.
Okay, Majo. Good. Excellent. Anything else?
And my car battery is failing.
Oh my.
I need, it's need replacing.
Sure. Yeah, because when the battery keeps dying, it needs to be replaced. That's the thing, no? So, muy bien, very good. Santi, Sara, any problems at home?
My door broke over the time and needs to be replaced.
Okay, good. In that case, when I say like se rompió, se dañó, se dobló, se partió, got plus the verb in past participle. In that case, for example, my door got broken over the time.
Okay.
Ready? So, and it needs to be fixed. Okay, very good. Sarita, any ideas?
My dog may be next to my bed and I need to clean it. That
It
needs
needs.
to be cleaned.
Excellent, very good. So it needs to be clean, no? So it needs to be washed off. Good. Listo, people. So great. These suggestions, they are not only for like these kind of problems. We can have these suggestions in any kind of situation that we prefer. Teacher, that I want to improve my fluency. Okay, the fluency needs to be practiced, or the English needs to be practiced. I need to learn to dance. Okay, you need going or dancing more, right? I need to be more independent. Okay, that requires or it needs being disciplined. Yes, or you need to be disciplined, right? So in that case, both are going to be good options to describe suggestions. Ready? Okay, guys, finally, I was going to show you some, wait, 1 second. We're about to finish, don't worry, we're going to finish in 1 second. So over here, okay, here we have a picture of a living room after a party. Would you be please so kind to tell me what problems do you see or what does it need? You know, you can describe the problem or describe the suggestion as you prefer.
The rock is, the rock has some stained. No, the rock is stained. Sorry.
Both are okay. Both are okay. So the rock has a stain or the rock is a stain. Both are great, right? Exactly
It
like that.
it it needs cleaning.
Yeah, complete. But right away, immediately cleaning because a part of that it is actually pretty dirty, right? So it needs cleaning right away. Good, excellent. What else?
It seems to someone threw a rock over the window and the window got broken.
Exactly. So the window got broken. The window is now broken, right? So it needs maybe fixing, right? Maybe replaced.
I made a mistake. It's like it seems like someone, and I said it seems to.
Okay, good. Yeah. Anyway, when you use when you can use it seems to when you're
Yeah.
going to follow it with when you're going to follow it with a verb. Yeah. It seems to be
Oh,
broken.
oh,
Ready? So of
okay.
course you can also use it seems like, but it seems to is also possible if you follow it with a verb.
Okay.
Okay, got it. Very good, excellent. Anything else?
Someone scratched the computer screen and it needs to be replaced.
It needs to be replaced as well as the table, no? So someone scratched or the table is scratched. This one does not need replace. It needs just painting and that's it, you know? Good. Any other maybe? I think there are no more, no? So, bueno, my dear people. So the idea in this class was talking about different kinds of problems, you know, physical problems, watching very closely the difference between using an adjective and using the noun, right? it happens or it applies for many other topics, like for talking about feelings also, no? When you say, for example, I am sad, I am depressed, or I have depression. I am anxious, or I have anxiety. I am nervous, or I have a lot of nerve, no? So in that case, it also applies the difference between adjectives and nouns using the verb corresponding. Verb to be for the adjectives, verb to have, or there is and there are for the nouns, right? And also in this case, you learn the expression keep and ing, that is for repetitive situations. Here we talk about problems, but you can also use it for many different repetitive situations that we mentioned before. And also at the end, we talk about the necessities expression, needs to be or needs an ing, right? Guys, this is going to help you with the checkpoint of the week number 4. In the checkpoint of the week number 4, one of the activities is an audio it's a mail in which you describe a problem that you had with a cell phone that you bought. So you are sending the email to the, I think it's Huawei company, to report the problem. So what you have to do is to describe what's the problem with the cell phone, ready? What's the problem with the cell phone? And what does it need? What do you require from the company to do with the cell phone? Does it need to be changed? Does it need to be replaced? Well, it depends on you what you are asking the company to do, right? That's only one of the exercises of the week number 4 in the checkpoint. The next week, we talk about the other exercise because it's with the other topic of the next week. So next week, I'm going to explain the other exercise, okay? Guys, questions, difficulties about the problem, anything?
No, teacher. Thank you.
No, teacher.
Oh, thanks to you for being here so late. And that's it. So see you the next week. The next week we have only one class. So be attentive to program it. And as usual, Saturday morning, there are going to be the schedules available only for you. Ready? So next week, see you in the week number 4, in the class number 4. Okay.
Thanks so much.
Thank you,
Thanks to
teacher.
you.
Okay, teacher, thank
Goodbye.
you.
Have a
Thank
good
you.
night. Sarita, do you still need help with the crossword?
Yes, I think so.
This is where I'm sorry, I'm
Please.
going to stop it. I'm going to stop the record.